Hello everybody, welcome back for another video. Hope that you're all doing well and that you are all having a great day. There's a lot to cover and it's all kind of all over the place because of the conference that's happening. So yesterday we had news that the Winklevoss twins were going to be adding ZCash to their crypto exchange called Gemini. Over the past 24 hours, the valuation of the cryptocurrency market has increased from 387 billion to 408 billion. Major cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin and Ethereum have risen the 3 to 6% range, while smaller assets such as ZCash, Elf, Kyber Network, and Enigma have rose 10 to 50%. On May 14th, privacy-focused cryptocurrency ZCash experienced a 55% increase in price after being listed on Gemini, one of the largest cryptocurrency exchanges in the US, led by the Winklevoss twins. Subsequent to the official announcement of Gemini, the price of ZCash increased from the BTC price, which I won't go into, but it nearly double-fold. Gemini CEO Cameron Winklevoss told Bloomberg in an interview said that privacy-focused cryptocurrencies like ZCash have struggled to gain large market valuations in the past due to concerns from investors towards potential crackdown by authorities, as seen in the Japanese cryptocurrency market as of recent. Part of the reason a coin like ZCash has a smaller market cap is because people are not sure if regulators will ever get comfortable with this type of technology. Today demonstrates that through education and collaboration with the right controls in place, regulators can get comfortable with privacy technology. Over the past month, the Japanese government and the financial services agency, the FSA, have continued to restrict cryptocurrency exchanges from dealing with anonymous cryptocurrencies like ZCash and Monero to ensure trading platforms are not used by criminals to launder money. So the entire of them adding it is kind of weird. What's even weirder is that if you are looking around for news about this, you will typically only find news about them adding ZCash, which according to this, at least at the moment right now, is still up around 43% from the announcement. Like I said, what's weird is you'll find tons of news about them adding ZCash, but little to no news that they have also announced that they're also going to be adding Litecoin and Bitcoin Cash. You have to kind of dig deep in order to find news about this. So pretty much it appears, I'm not sure if ZCash has already been added or is going to be added next week, but they've also noted that they're going to be adding Litecoin and Bitcoin Cash in the near future as well. Whenever they officially plan on doing this, no one really knows. ZCash from May 22nd. But what's odd is, like I said, the news about them adding Litecoin and Bitcoin Cash hasn't really caught on. No one even seems to really know about it. I've seen a couple people in the comment section, they were mentioning it before. And if you even look at the prices of Bitcoin Cash and of Litecoin, they're barely up at all compared to the 40-something% of ZCash. I'm not sure if it was just a huge surprise that they were adding some type of privacy coin or a coin that not many people hear about. Who really knows? I would have assumed that with a completely regulated, gigantic exchange like Gemini, that we would have seen a larger price bump on at least, more than 6% on Litecoin. But I guess it kind of is what it is. Like I said, I think a lot of people are only getting news about the ZCash listing and not exactly what they plan on doing in the near future with any other coins. Continuing on, so consensus has started. We've had a lot of random news that has come out of it. There have been a lot of discussions and a lot of weird panel talks about like really weird things. People talking about expansion into the market. People, literally panels of like 5 or 6 people with someone asking them questions, and the people are acting kind of like children, talking about how their coin is better, how we're still looking for a coin that does this, and someone at the end of the line will say, hey, my coin does this. So it's been a kind of a weird fiasco if you've been watching some of the live video that they have posted on CoinDesk. And even weirder as part of this is that there were a lot of people who were chatting about what was happening around the event that was happening in Manhattan in New York. And apparently people were actually renting Lamborghinis, which apparently was costing them around $1,000 to do. And they were zooming back and forth in the same cars over and over down the streets in order for people to see it. They say it was kind of like a ploy, because everyone always talks about buying the Lambo when the prices go up. And then even weirder is that the people behind Genesis Mining had hired a bunch of people to dress as bankers to go in front of the building and the meeting and to kind of chant, this isn't fair. Everyone's taking away our money. Bitcoin's taking away our money. We're the bankers. I don't really know what they thought they were all doing. Genesis said the protest was a fun way to show how crypto can upend banking if they fail to adapt to the new world we live in, according to a blog poster on its website. And then a lot of other things were going on. Apparently, they were overpacked. There was way too many people at the event, and I'm sure there's going to be even more probably today. They were saying that they only planned on, or they thought they would end up having around 4,000 people at the event. Apparently, it was 8,000. People were saying that some type of like fire violation was going on because people couldn't really even hear or see anything that was going on. So, I mean, at least there's a lot of hype around it. At least we know that a lot of people are at the event. I hope for some good news as the event goes on. It's going on again today and tomorrow. As of now, yesterday, the stuff that I was watching and a lot of other crypto YouTubers, if you were clicking around, were like showing like snippets of live events, maybe like 15-20 minutes and stuff like that. And it was just kind of weird. Like, it's just a lot of people, everyone boasting about their coin and not really talking about collaborations and stuff like that. I don't know. Maybe I had a different image of what it would be this year. So, central banks will one day use government-backed cryptocurrencies to rapidly address the risk of future financial crises, researchers at Morgan Stanley predicted in a new report. The report, which examines how central banks could use state-sponsored cryptocurrencies to more effectively govern their monetary supplies, theorizes that this technology would allow central banks to take negative interest rates to historic levels by imposing policies directly on the monetary supply instead of through intermediaries such as financial institutions. Theoretically, a monetary system that is 100% digital may enable deeper negative rates, a Morgan Stanley team led by strategist Sheena Shah wrote in a report, according to Business Insider. This appeals to certain central banks. This would be possible, Shah and her team said, because the central bank would have the ability to simultaneously enact its policies across the entire circulating monetary supply, which it cannot do with physical cash. According to the report, freely circulating paper notes and cash or coins limits the ability of the central banks to force negative deposit rates. A digital version of cash could theoretically allow negative deposit rates to be charged on all money in circulation within any economy. I don't know how many of you are into dystopian films. I love them. I love any film about the future. Not that you guys really needed to know that. There's so many movies with things like this where it's kind of like the push of a button where the government just has to, we want to change this. They hit a button and everyone is kind of affected by it. And I think this is kind of where we are heading, whether we want to believe it or not. I firmly believe that there's a reason why cryptocurrencies are being, why we're having these meetings, why the SEC is involved, why all these things, why they're trying to come to a regulatory consensus when it comes to cryptocurrencies and how they should be used. I'm assuming within the next 20 years, I'm going to give it a nice little 20, that governments will start to, especially major corrupt governments around the world, will start to create their own cryptocurrencies, as we already have seen a couple have done, 2 or 3 of them. And it is going to completely change the way that we live. I'm hoping that the cryptocurrencies that we have now have some type of part in this system, because when governments are able to flick a switch or hit a button and it changes exactly how we can spend, where we can spend, what we can do with our money, it's going to be interestingly pessimistic, to say the least. Continuing on, Aeon is in the news, and they're almost never, ever in the news. The Aeon network has been built to foster interoperability across blockchains. One of the key tools to this functionality is the network's what they call a token bridge, which is designed to allow tokens to move between chains. Very interesting. The first token bridge will work between the Aeon network and Ethereum, on which its token currently operates. Rather than using a smart contract to hold copies of tokens, as pairs of networks like Kik's new chain and Ethereum will do, Nuco has proposed actually destroying tokens as they move. Right. Put simply, so there's really is only one token at a time. According to Matt Spoke, who is the CEO of Nuco, the company founded by Deloitte alums, that's behind Aeon, the bridge then issues an Aeon token on the other side. It's a micro network. It's a collection of nodes that's decentralized. There's multiple participants, and those other nodes on the network are acting honestly, but that bridge is responsible for agreeing they witnessed the event. That's the function that we built in. Ethereum will come first, according to Spoke, but the plan is to extend it across all blockchains. The things that these people come up with is kind of interesting. They said they plan on destroying the coins. I assume it's a double destruction. If they pass from one chain, they get destroyed, and another one comes out. And if it passes the way back, their token gets destroyed, and then another one kind of comes out. Between this and atomic swaps, let's see exactly which one comes first. It's interesting the things that they think up or come up with. A lot of it just seems kind of far-fetched, but then again, I'm not a developer or coder, so I mean, it's probably because I'm not the smartest guy on this planet. Ledger X is in the news. Bitcoin derivatives platform Ledger X is launching a new simplified interface that lets Bitcoin investors earn interest on their holdings. The new service, announced on Tuesday, operates similarly to its existing Bitcoin call options with a streamlined user face for investors, according to Ledger X president and chief risk officer Judica Chu. I'll call her Judica. She said, "We're seeing more and more demand for people who want to earn some sort of interest off their Bitcoin, and lending is not exactly natural to people, especially lending when they earn their interest back in Bitcoin. So we're seeing participants coming back to trading. Essentially, participants place a bet on what Bitcoin's price will look like at some point in the future. If the price grows to that level within the time period, the participants recoup their investment. In the event that it doesn't, participants can sell their coins and receive fiat currency from the profit on that sale. This is by far the largest trade we've seen people coming to do," Chu said. "I would say that more than half our volume has been in this kind of trade. The contract that people are entering into here is such that they're selling an upside call option, so probably call it 2 times where Bitcoin is now. If Bitcoin tanks, they still collect the same premium, and if Bitcoin goes up, they end up selling Bitcoin at just about 2 times," she explained. Okay, why not? The products that these people are making behind cryptocurrencies, not that it's alarming. I'm sure I'm not the only one who feels this way, how quickly this is all moving. It's like, it's very odd. Even just 2 years ago, we had nothing like this. I know a lot of people who are listening are relatively new to the cryptocurrency space, or have been in it maybe since December, maybe since November, maybe even since last June. Last May, this time, a year ago, we had nothing like this. And every single day, there's constantly new products coming out that are talking about trading this and buying this, and institutional investors this. It's all very weird. I've been in cryptocurrencies for at least 3-4 years. I don't know the exact amount of time. We assumed that none of this would happen for the next 10 to 15 years. It's very weird how quickly the other markets are, bringing us in and hugging us and bringing us close, and how much they're trying to use us, and how much regulatory stuff is happening so quick. I mean, maybe it's just the network. Maybe it's just how things are kind of meant to be in the cryptocurrency space. All these things that are happening, all the things that are being built around Bitcoin. This is why I'm so adamant that I don't think that any of, at least the top 20 cryptocurrencies are going anywhere, because they're being so heavily integrated into everything. They're being integrated into the stock market and stuff. It's very odd to think or to assume that any of this is kind of going anywhere. And this is why I'm so big that there's going to be an upside eventually in the market, whenever that may happen, because it's fairly obvious and evident that crypto is kind of here to stay, especially the more news that we kind of get about all of this. And even on top of this is something else to solidify this in your head. The first cryptocurrency exchange to use the U.S. stock market giant Nasdaq's technology revealed it plans to launch next month in an exclusive with finance magnates on Monday. Nasdaq, the second largest stock exchange in the world by market capitalization after the New York Stock Exchange, the NYSE, is providing the technology to power the new centralized, of course, is going to be centralized crypto exchange, the DX, according to the project CEO Daniel Skowrinski. Skowrinski called the upcoming exchange a one-stop shop for exchanging fiat and crypto, holding coins as well as wallet services. If anything is going to launch the market, I would assume that it's it. We've had a lot of news that it was going to be consensus would be the the thing that would light the market on fire. If it doesn't, or if it does not happen with consensus, the second largest stock exchange in the entire world launching their own cryptocurrency exchange between fiat and crypto. If this doesn't cause the market to explode, I don't know what life is anymore. Like, I literally don't understand what life is anymore, because when the same exact thing when we saw the Bitcoin future starting to launch, this is when Bitcoin's price went crazy, because it was the first stop, or the first time that we had institutional money of some way touching Bitcoin, even if it wasn't physical. It was still talking to the name Bitcoin. And the fact that they're making their own crypto exchange, I'm sorry, if the market doesn't take off, I don't know what's happening anymore in the cryptocurrency world. According to the report, DX will not charge fees for trading and will open trading with the market's top 6 cryptocurrencies at the moment. That is Bitcoin, Ethereum, Ripple, Bitcoin Cash, EOS, and Litecoin. On this list, they, it says including Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum, Litecoin. Yeah, got it. The one that sticks out the weirdest to me is EOS, because EOS hasn't launched. And how do I say this? The fact that they're launching next month after EOS has officially launched could lead me to believe that this is going to lead to something major with EOS, because they would have not said the first 6 crypto coins. If they didn't mean the first 6, I doubt that they would mean Cardano, simply because it hasn't fully launched. I could see Stellar as well, and maybe IOTA. But if EOS is part of this, that would be absolutely insane, especially with all of the hype around its launch. They say at the second stage, the exchange reportedly plans to add 20 to 25 coins, as well as smaller tokens, without specifying which particular crypto assets. Swarovski told financial magnates, "We are supporting blockchain technology, and the way we can help this ecosystem to progress is by vetting the tokens and make sure the good ones are promoted. We are not going to list coins just because they pay us. Those who are worthy will be listed." This leads to a large amount of speculation. I don't know if it's because this news has, I assume it's just because it came out. The amount of speculation that is going to run rampant for the Nasdaq listing 20 to 25 additional coins is going to be absolutely insane. I'm going to call it. I don't say this normally in these weekly type of videos. I am not a financial advisor. I am not a professional financial advisor. Take anything that I say with a complete grain of salt. Just assume I am some crazy person on the internet who is making crypto videos. I'm going to call that they are going to add Stellar, IOTA, Tron, Neo, Dash. Monero is a privacy coin, so I am not 100% sure on that. I'm going to say VeChain. I'm going to say Bytecoin. I'm going to say Ethereum Classic. Omise Go is also supposed to be launching soon, but I don't know if that'll be quick enough. ZCash, because of what's happening with the Winklevoss twins. And people are going to probably hate me for this, but I'm going to say Bitcoin Gold as well, because if you've noticed over the last couple of weeks, there are a lot of people who are constantly talking about Bitcoin Gold and how it's undervalued. And I think that's very weird. And I think what they're trying to do is, because the people that this is coming from are the people who have 50,000 Bitcoin, who have 30,000 Bitcoin, and who have also seamlessly created 30,000 Bitcoin Cash when the forks happened. And as such, they also now have 30, 50, 40, 100,000 Bitcoin Gold. They're constantly talking about Bitcoin Gold, about how it could potentially be undervalued. And it's still, one of the earlier forks, so it's not as bad. Definitely, yeah, that. Possibly Verge, Nano, and the other ones are probably too low to, be put on at this moment. Like I said, grain of salt. 20 to 25 coins is kind of a lot, and I just want the market to go up. I don't know how else to say it. We have so much good news. There's no reason why any part of the market should not be going up at this point. I still think that this price is being held down. Even with the news that we had yesterday, the news that we had from Ripple, the news that we had from all these other things, it's kind of weird that the only coin that would be pumped up is ZCash. I'm not going to spend too much time on this on this video. We'll see exactly what happens today with consensus. It's supposed to be a lot of new announcements. Today is also the Ripple event with Snoop Dogg. I don't know how I feel about Snoop Dogg being there. He's kind of cool, awesome, whatever. I just want more news and not more theatrics. All right, everyone, that is 100% going to do it for this video. Hope you guys literally have the greatest day of your entire life today. Thank you once again for watching. Thank you once again for all of the support. I do appreciate it more than you could possibly imagine. And I will talk to you all soon. See you.